So one of the strongest arguments you hear against God's existence is going to be the argument from gratuitous suffering. And this is kind of a blanket statement for horrendous suffering that humans might go through, what seems to be pointless animal suffering, and so on. And so the argument pretty much starts off by saying if there is gratuitous suffering or pointless suffering, that God doesn't exist. The second premise of the argument is going to say typically that probably gratuitous suffering exists, and then the conclusion is going to follow that God probably doesn't exist. While theodicy is important, I think we also should attack that first premise here because I think it's dubious. You see, that first premise assumes something called a necessity condition, that God's only going to allow suffering or evil in the world that's necessary for some greater theological reasons. But what about a defeat condition? Given Christian theism, God is going to ultimately defeat all evil and suffering. So the stronger question to ask now is there indefeasible suffering? And I would say no.